Fantasy football, the #1 fantasy game. Download the ESPN Fantasy app to play today.
Welcome back to First Take. Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb did not play in Saturday's preseason loss to the Rams, but he took one of the bigger hits of the game while anticipating a big play, but standing in the way of side judge Anthony Jeffries, who was chasing the play. My goodness. Stephen A., your reaction.
I saw that, right? Well, in all honesty, my first reaction is that, obviously that whiplash, that look when CeeDee Lamb got, blindsided by the official and stuff. It's like, okay, let's make sure he's okay first, because I don't want the brother injured. But after that, I couldn't stop laughing because it's a classic example. The pass has not reached the receiver yet. And he's sitting up there celebrating just because the brother got open. It's a classic Cowboy mistake. See, you're celebrating prior to. You're celebrating prematurely. You're celebrating because you didn't accomplish it yet. It's what they do. It's who they are, okay? It's just who they are. They just can't help themselves. And that was what had me laughing, because I looked at it and I said, it's not going to change. Just be patient. Wait for it. It's coming. This will not be the last blooper moment from the Cowboys this season. Trust me. America, trust me. The world over watching First Take, because we watch globally. Trust me. Just be patient. They won't let you down. It's coming. It's more coming. This is just prelude. You know what I'm saying? This is just an appetizer right there. Just an appetizer.
It was
just an appetizer.
It was a bad look. Listen, those games get boring. When you're one, shockingly, I was never one of the stars that wasn't necessarily in the game that much. But I would imagine for CeeDee Lamb not playing.
Did you ever get taken down?
Get taken out on a sideline?
Yeah.
No, but I got flagged by an official playing against the Cowboys one time because I lost my mind on him for a terrible penalty that he threw. That was a terrible call. So I did get flagged one time. But CeeDee's not in the game. He's probably bored. Thank God he didn't get hurt, man. Thank God he got hurt.
Hey, you know what? Hey, hold on. He got flagged on the play, and the NFL is going to review the play to see if he'll be fined, because players aren't.
Yo, are you kidding me? They're going to fine him for this?
I'm telling you, they're going to review the play to see whether or not he's going to be fined.
That would be funny.
You're not
if
allowed.
If he lost money for it too, that would really be funny.
Goodness.
Come on, Stephen A.
Guy, have a heart.
I'm just
that
telling
would
you.
really
Oh my
be
God.
To add insult to injury.
Well, he's got enough. He's got enough of it.
And Stephen, you heard Micah Parsons is missing practice now due to back tightness, right? You can imagine what CeeDee Lamb, how tight his back may be after that collision this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
Goodness.
There you go.
Adam,
exactly.
what's salt in the wounds?
Just another excuse to be out.
All right, let's
brought it on himself. Celebrating prematurely. This happens.
Let's keep it rolling and dive more into this. So following the preseason game, Prescott and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones met up with Rams owner Stan Kroenke. Prescott could be seen shaking Kroenke's hand before telling him, "We'll meet you all in the NFC Championship." Okay. Stephen A., do you like this? Bold by Dak.
Here we go.
Wind him up. Wind him up and let him go.
We know that Dak Prescott, it's the most useless quotes ever. He says the same thing. Shefty, Dio, I've said this on many occasions. You don't even need to talk to Dak Prescott. All you need to do is grab your tape recorder and just make sure you recorded him from 2018, 2007. It doesn't matter. That's all you got to do. It's the same thing every year. Same thing every year. Every year. It's the same thing. Never reaches fruition. I want to remind America he is approaching his 10th year in the National Football League, and he has never been in the NFC Championship game. But he's going to sit up there and bloviate about, see y'all in the NFC Championship game. They probably giggled and laughed. The Rams have won a Super Bowl since Dak Prescott has been in the league. And Mr. Kroenke, I think, knows a thing or two about championship. This is what we go through, right? But I took the liberty, right, of doing some research, Dio and Shefty, because y'all will appreciate this.
I took the liberty.
I wanted to look at this category. Career earnings among active quarterbacks per playoff win.
Oh, my
career earnings per
Nothing
playoff
like
win.
making the stats
You
work
know
for
that
you,
Patrick
Stephen A.
Mahomes-
Wow. You're something
do you know-
special,
do you know-
Stephen A.
do you know- Yeah, I am. I truly am. The point is that
just
when you look
go.
at Patrick Mahomes, right? You look at Patrick Mahomes, right? He's got 17 playoff wins. Do you know that his average is like at around $10.7 million per playoff win? $10.7 million.
Yeah.
You know, Dak Prescott is number 3, and probably all time. I mean, Kirk Cousins and Deshaun Watson are ahead of him. But Dak Prescott is 3rd, averaging $124.3 million for 2 playoff wins. You know what I'm saying? This is what he gets. So he makes sure he gets his money. He makes sure he gets the headlines. He makes sure he gets the publicity. He just makes sure to do everything but win the second it turns into the postseason. It's what he does. And yet here we are. Y'all can take it away from there. I really don't have much to add.
But first of all, let me defend Dak for a moment here. Like,
Yeah, please.
He's standing in midfield.
Defend him. Defend him.
Hold on. He's standing in midfield. He's having a conversation. He doesn't know that that's going to be picked up. And every player feels upbeat and positive, and he's probably just saying that. Stephen A., they haven't been past the divisional playoff round in 30 years. It's not just Dak. It's to all the quarterbacks that have played there the last 3 decades. Dak is an upbeat,
They haven't gotten paid as
positive
much as him.
guy,
Yeah.
okay? So he's just said, we'll see in the NFC Championship. He doesn't know that that's going to show up on video. Someone's going to record it, and then you're going to have these stats that you've put together over the weekend, Stephen A., with all your hard research that you've put in to take away your free time and compromise your
What did he
free
say?
weekend
He took
in
the
August.
liberty? He
Yeah,
took the liberty?
He took the liberty to do all that research, Stephen A. I mean, Dak didn't know that when he said that.
I definitely had
This
somebody
man
do it for me.
Crockett.
Don't worry, we know, Stephen
Yeah,
A.
you didn't have to tell America that.
We're
They knew.
aware that you
don't have
weren't
time.
typing away on the computer.
You have your sleeves rolled up. We know.
Thanks for clarifying that because we were concerned.
Leave the research
Can I
I
get
actually
Stephen
do, Molly, I actually do some of my research. Not that, but I do some
Stephen
of
A.,
my research.
I've been working with you for 10 years. I'm aware that you do some of your
10 years.
research.
So
I'm
you're
aware
coming
that
up
you
on
have
10
a
years. Dak
research
Prescott's
team. Like,
coming up on
I
10
love when you
years.
try to tell me about you. I'm aware. I observe people. In other news,
Because you don't acknowledge it publicly. So I have to make sure you do. That's
Stephen A., I'm a very observant person. I just don't speak as much as you do, okay? I listen more than I speak. We're 2 different breeds. Dan, can I talk to you now? Thank you.
ma'am.
Do you think a Micah Parsons deal will get done?
No. I'm in full panic mode if I'm the Cowboys.
Really?
This is 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago when this trade request happened, I really believed it was the biggest problem he's had since the 90s, Jerry Jones, okay? Ever since then, it's only grown for me. I don't think they like each other. I don't think Micah Parsons likes them. I don't think they like Micah Parsons. I truly believe that the fact that the trade request has happened, and Shefty can speak to this more, and nothing's really happened, tells me that the Cowboys really don't want Micah Parsons signed. They might want the player, the talent, the production, but there is something there in this situation that doesn't feel right, sound right, or smell right, that just feels different than so many other financial things that we've seen in the NFL and specifically the Cowboys. I think it's more likely that he doesn't play for the Cowboys than that he does.
Wow. Adam?
Okay. Did we not talk about this on the show last week, the state of negotiations between the Dallas Cowboys and Micah Parsons? Did we not lay out that there were issues here between the two sides until he publicized it, 10 days ago? Okay, so Micah Parsons comes out 10 days ago and requests a trade from the Cowboys and Stephen Jones. Since then, there have been exactly 0 conversations about a new contract since then. And if we go back to the last meetings between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons in late March, early April, there have been 0 contract negotiations since then. 0. What's happened in the last 10 days since Micah Parsons' trade request is that all of a sudden he had back tightness at practice and couldn't show up in practice due to back tightness. The opener is 3 weeks from Thursday night. And Jerry Jones himself has said he doesn't know whether Micah Parsons is going to be playing in that game. Who knows if the back tightness is going to linger? Backs are very unpredictable and very difficult to figure. And so the Cowboys' actions are telling you right now that they're not interested in re-signing Micah Parsons, not when they've had no contract talks, not when they have the franchise tag available to them after this and the next seasons, when they could just tag him. And at that point in time, maybe you look to trade him. There's a lot there going on. We're going to see if Micah Parsons backs up what Jerry says and whether he doesn't play in that game. We're going to see, I know the Cowboys have said we're not willing to trade Micah. We're not interested in trading Micah. We're going to see if that stance is going to change. But there are issues between these two sides, and all we can say for sure right now is that no deal is in sight.
Let me tell you what the real issue is outside of what you just articulated in terms of their contract negotiations or lack thereof, Adam. Micah Parsons is a man walking around feeling disrespected. He's a guy that walks around feeling betrayed. And I'm going to use those words. I kind of know Micah Parsons a little bit. I know Jerry Jones a little bit. And when you look at Micah Parsons more than a year ago, guys, talk about Jerry Jones. He talked about him with affection. He talked about the relationship that they had. He talked about wanting to remain a Dallas Cowboy, wanting to sign early, willing to take less at that particular moment in time to warrant the commitment that he was looking for from the Dallas Cowboys. It's not about the fact that they haven't reached an accord. It's how Jerry has handled the situation. I won't belabor my points from last week when I pointed out how Jerry Jones hasn't talked to his agent. Jerry Jones is acting like a conversation with Micah Parsons equated to a contractual agreement, which is not the case. Jerry Jones, a multi-billion-dollar businessman, talking to a 25, 26-year-old linebacker about his future without his representation and acting like that's an agreement is egregious. But I also told, and I'm entitled to bring this up, Dio and Adam Schefter, because of my years working in Philadelphia. Now, even though I came afterwards and worked at the Philadelphia Inquirer for 17 years, I'm very familiar with the story involving Reggie White, the late, great Reggie White, God rest his soul. And if you remember, the owner at that time was Norman Brahman. And even though he never uttered the words, "I own you," to Reggie White, he did say that to Keith Jackson a couple of years earlier, which contributed to the level of disgust and disrespect Eagles players felt about the former owner at that time, which was why Reggie White walked out of the door after the 1992 season and ended up signing a 4-year, $17 million deal, if I remember correctly, with the Green Bay Packers. When you feel disrespected and you feel like your manhood is challenged, those are the kind of emotions that Micah Parsons is going through right now. This ain't just about, oh, we can't reach a contract accord. The way Jerry Jones has spoken, the way Stephen Jones has spoken, talking about he's got to want to sign with the Cowboys and all of this other stuff. All of those things contribute to the level of disgust because it's tinged with disrespect. And when that happens, you never know what kind of a ripple effect that can ultimately happen on the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones has made a grave mistake with how he has chosen to handle this entire situation. And I think it's going to come back to bite him in a very big way if he doesn't rectify this situation quick, fast, and in a hurry. People are not looking at the money. They're looking at the verbiage, the things that have been said, and a manner of respect that has not been accorded to Micah Parsons throughout this whole ordeal. Mark my words.
Stephen A., the two words you used were disrespected and betrayed. And so now Micah Parsons, who hasn't practiced this summer, basically has to make a decision about whether he's willing to get through that back tightness when he feels disrespected and betrayed, to use your two words. Again, the Dallas Cowboys, you say, can correct this and do a deal, except they've had zero contract discussions. What gives you any hope that this deal is going to get done? And that's why this issue that exists today certainly looks like it's going to linger through August, into September, into the start of the season, and we'll see if anybody can correct it and if everybody can get in a room and figure it out. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
I agree that it sounds like Micah Parsons sounds disrespected and betrayed. Do you think Jerry Jones feels that way as well?
I don't think he's happy that he feels like he had a deal in place and that the deal didn't get done.
Yeah, I don't know. My back would still be tight. Coming up, does anyone have an issue with Caleb Williams not playing in the preseason opener? And the Bears signal caller is the most intriguing NFC North quarterback this season. We will get into that. How about Shedeur Sanders delivered with a statement preseason performance, but someone here says pump the brakes on the hype train. Okay, we'll be right back.